Thank you for your time. All right, let's get right into it. Today I'm going to share with you how I passed my SIE exam on the first attempt, the platform, the alternative platform, and the tools that I use to do so. As you see here on the screen is the verification from FINRA of my passing result. So let's go right to it now. And the platform that I use is study.com. The reason why I decided to go with study.com is because after looking into some of the other platforms, what I discovered is that the way that they presented the information, due to the vastness and the volume of information that you have to learn for the SIE exam, they presented this information in a way that at least for me anyway, was too difficult to consume. So I started looking for alternatives. So study.com is the alternative that I found, and it's very effective. In the description box below, there is a link that you can click on and a promotional code that will give you a discount of $30 off of each for the first 3 months that you subscribe to the platform. The cost is $60 a month, and you'll get $30 off for the first 3 months using the link below and the promotional code, which is my name, Jonathan Carroll. So now I want to take you into the platform very quickly and take you through the process and let you see it for those of you who are not familiar with the study.com format. So you can get a chance to see it and then make a decision for yourself if you think this is right for you. The average lesson length here you see is 8 minutes long. Now, and what I like, now you see available lessons for the SIE study is 150. Don't get freaked out by that. There are about 23 chapters. So what I did was I broke this down to 5 lessons, a day. And I was able to complete within 30 days time, the study.com course here. So at 5 lessons a day, the average lesson is about 8 minutes. Some are a few minutes longer, but it takes about 8 minutes to read, another 2 minutes or so to go through the mini quizzes that are available at the end of each chapter, and I'll let you see what that looks like, as well as do the chapter exams. So it is very conceivable for you to do 5 lessons a day. If you get up a few minutes early in the morning before you go to work or start your day, you can do 1 or 2 lessons first thing in the morning. And then throughout the day, then you can find time to complete 3 more lessons. What I would do is I would actually do 5 lessons, and then I would start a day before the actual my official start date. And then what I would do is, or that would give me a head start, and then I would do a few extra. So on my official start date, I would only have maybe 2 lessons to complete, but I would actually do 3 or 4, and then that way the following day I have a jump start. So if you can do, say, 6 lessons or 7 lessons in a day, then the following day you have a jump start. So here we go. Let me take you through this right here. So you have 23 chapters. And what I like about this is this. Let me show you. Let me go to chapter 2. So you can see the layout. So if the lesson has a video, then the video is automatically placed on this one page. You don't have to click out and go to another page, a video page, or another site that's hosting the video, and then you got to try to do that, then click back into the main area. This is very simple and very easy. The video is right here. You click on the video, watch it. This video is about 4 minutes or so long. Let's see right here, 4 minutes, 30
All
seconds
business
long.
sectors need-
I think the longest video that I have ever watched of theirs in the whole course may have been about 12 minutes. You see directly under it, you get there's information about the instructor for this particular lesson. And then you see here, you have a lesson summary, outcomes, and this is it. And this lesson is done. And then you move on to the next lesson. Lesson 1 complete. You go to lesson 2. And this lesson doesn't have a video in it, but you see it's broken out in a very simple and easy to follow format. Lesson 2 done. Now, what I would do is this. This is how I did it. For quizzes, I would open up a second tab. It's already here. Copy. So then what I would do is this. I'm gonna come back to here because I'm gonna show you what I did with that. But I did these like this. I made 2 windows, and I put the windows side by side. I'm gonna show you why I did it that way. Okay. I did it this way because I can click on the quiz, and now I can take the quiz while I have the lesson right beside me. So if I would get to a question that I was stuck on, well, I could reference the lesson right here. And this prevented me from doing this motion here, quiz, then had to click back to the lesson. And it allowed me to consume the information very quickly. In most cases, I didn't have to reference the lesson plan itself when taking the quiz, because it's broken out in a very simplified way, and they streamlined the information. So, quote unquote, they cut out all the stuff that really wasn't necessary or relevant to the exam, and left only what is relevant to the exam. And I found this made things a lot easier for me to consume all of the information that is required for the exam. And you can also download the app. The app, there's no additional charge for the app, and you could do the quizzes or read the lessons right in your cell phone, which for me, I think I did maybe about 90% of the course I did in the exam. I did through the mobile app. And because I could take it with me. If I'm going out for a walk, I sit down and I take me a little break. If I'm near a park or something like that, sit down, read a lesson, do the quiz, I'm done. So let's go back. Let me close this. And let's go back here. Now, some chapters will have more lessons in them than others. Some chapters may have 8 lessons. Some will have 4 lessons. Some may have 12. I think the longest chapter has about 13 lessons in it, and it moves extremely quickly. So now let me go here. Let me take you back to, so you can see here. Now you could do, and these are your practice exam at the end. So I did 3 of these. And now some of the, I would say, drawbacks or cons is this. One, for your practice test, they only give you 50 questions. And I think the actual exam is 85 questions, including the experimental questions that they add into it. So, but you got to take the good with the bad. Not a problem. So there are 50 questions here. I did 3 practice exams. That was fine. Also, what I learned from doing these exams is when I did my first exam, I didn't reach the score that I liked. I think I did about like a 72. And what I realized is it was the time that I was taking the exam. Typically for myself, it doesn't matter of all the tests and things that I've taken in my life for, different ventures and things that I've done, school, everything, in other businesses. It didn't matter to me what time of day I would take a test, and I would be in a higher percentile ranking. However, this time when I scored a 72, I went to realize, well, what is different about this? I mean, I know that, and to be honest about it, this is the biggest exam that I've ever taken in my life. This is a huge exam in terms of not questions, but the vastness of information that you have to know. This is a huge exam. So what I realized is, I think when I did my first practice exam, I took the exam late night. It could have been a little after midnight, somewhere around in there. And that got me to thinking that I can't take this test at any time of day. So one of the tips that I have is you want to find out, pay attention to what time of day are you most focused to take the exam. And when you choose your exam date, choose a date that has a time available around the time that you are most comfortable, or most when you are most concentrated and focused, when you have the most concentration to focus. And that will significantly make a difference in your overall score. So if you know that, hey, I'm good around 1 o'clock, that's when I'm really super focused, I can concentrate and everything, then look for a time around 1 o'clock. Don't choose the 9 or 10 o'clock or 8:30 time slot. Then you want to choose the time slot that's 12:30, 12:45, 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30, somewhere in there. And that will increase the your chances of that will increase your chances of being at your peak in order to pass the exam. So let's do this here now, and there are a host of tools here. You have they will show you what your strengths and weaknesses are, and as you see here are the 3 tests that I took. And they give you a time, where you fall in comparison to others who have taken the test, give you the answers, the whole 9 yards, to any questions that you got wrong. This platform is incredible for studying and preparing to take the SIE exam. I used this platform for the SIE exam and the Series 6 exam, and I passed them both on my first attempt. What I will say as a critique of the exam, of the platform, is because of the vastness of the information, you will frequently run into typos. It's not to such an extent where it changes the context of what you are reading, but for those of you who are sticklers for grammar, then you will frequently run into typos. That's just what it is. Again, you take the good with the bad. Outside of that, the platform is awesome. If you run into a typo and it's bothering you, you can report it, and then they will make the correction. And that is it for study.com. I also now want to take you to the second part of what I use, was this right here. So in Quizlets, Not Marks has a SIE prep pack, $99. I purchased the prep pack not because I was not satisfied with the results from study.com. However, I wanted another set of questions, because from all that I was reading about the SIE exam, you just don't know what angle they're going to come from, and they're pulling from so many other licenses, if you will. You get some Series 7 questions, some Series 6 questions. So they're pulling from so many places that you just don't know what questions you are going to be asked. So I wanted to get another set of questions from a different perspective, and this was the perfect packet for it. They also have a YouTube page, for those of you that want to watch an instructor. That is also a very valuable resource as well. So here you see it says practice tests. Here are all of the chapters or the study sets. Here are all the chapters, knowledge of capital markets, that are on the SIE exam. And I just went straight to the practice test. You click on that. Click on here, you get 80 questions, just like 20. You have 20 of 80 questions, and you can take as many practice tests as you want, and they'll give you a whole host of questions. And so I did that for each one. In addition to, you have, your regular Quizlets, flashcards. I also like the fact that, I like the Learn tool here on Quizlets, which is incredible. For those of you who haven't used this tool or platform before, let's click. I'm just trying to get to it. Here are some of the things that you can do. You can match terms together for whatever the question is that's being asked. And all of these tools here, for those of you that like games, you can choose let me go back here. They have a gravity game right here, start game. Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't the gravity, this is the match game. So you can, look at all of the questions here and match them up with each other. And let me go to, here it is right here. You can click on gravity, and then you can play, the game. Now for me, I like to think, deeply on things. So, it's moved a little too fast for me, but for some others, it might work. You see the question, you type in the answer, and it is another resource for learning for those of you that like to learn that way. So, for those of you who are not already familiar with the Quizlet platform, then it is a very helpful aid aid to using to help you to pass the SIE exam. Once again, for those of you who are looking for an alternative platform to study for your SIE exam, and looking for a platform that will give you the information in a digestible way, that will allow you to consume it very quickly and very comprehensively in a far more easier fashion than some of the other platforms currently have, then the study.com platform for the SIE exam, as well as the Series 6 exam, it is definitely worth your time and investment. For those of you that choose to move forward, again, the description in the description box below, you will find a link along with the discount or promotional code to receive your $30 a month discount for the first 3 months. Also, I have prepared a SIE test tips presentation. You should see it here. It should be appearing here in the video soon. If not, the link is also posted in the description below, where I cover four of the SIE type questions that many people have shared with me that they have problems with, that they have found challenging. And I'll break them down in a very easy way for you to digest. And hopefully after you have reviewed that, then you'll be able to answer those questions as well, should you come across those types of questions on your exam. If you found value in what you learned today, like, subscribe, and share our channel. Thank you for your time. We are complete.